Right then, Christmas Day evening. I mean, you've been eating all day. There's leftover turkey, there's bits and bobs. You've got some cheese in the fridge. But do you want a full-on platter of stuff? No. Sandwich time. Here, ciabatta, okay? So we're gonna make, I suppose it's kind of like a turkey sub. It's a full-on baked sandwich. One loaf, we're gonna cut right through the middle, through the equator, I suppose. Open the loaf up. And we've got here a selection of Christmas stuff. Some chutney, some pickled red cabbage, leftover turkey, dried cranberries, 3 types of cheese, bit of ham, some tiny little sausages, and some pickled cucumbers. We're gonna start off with the gravy, all right? So this is gravy that you've got left over from lunch. Drizzle that onto the bread. And that lovely meaty flavor will get all absorbed. And just do the bottom bit of it, okay? So it soaks it into the bottom. Then onto that, the chutney. Onto the gravy. All spread onto that. And give that a little, just a little bit over the top. Next thing, dried cranberries. Now, kind of got little punches of acidity and sweetness. You can use dried apricots if you want, dried apple. It's not desperate that you need to use them, but they do give little punches of acidity, which is quite important. Then onto that, just gonna slice these little sausages in half, lengthways, dot them about all the way down the loaf. So no matter where you slice it, there'll be a little bit of sausage in it. Then on top of that, some of this lovely ham. Give that a layer. And this is where I'm going to put the first little bit of cheese in. So one of the most popular ones over Christmas is Stilton. It's a big, strong flavour, so you don't want too much of it. Just going to crumble the Stilton on top of the ham. Again, a layer all the way through the middle, okay? So as it melts, as it bakes, there will be a little bit of cheese all the way through. Then this is mozzarella. Now this is a really good quality buffalo mozzarella. Tastes delicious, but more importantly, it's got an amazing texture. And on top of that, I'm going to put our turkey. This is left over from lunch. Give it a good press down. Now we need to start getting some acidity into it. So here, this is the pickled red cabbage. Bit of sprinkle of that on the top. You can use pickled beetroot if you want. Some slices of that, quite thin. Standard, normal, beautiful gherkins. Still with a bit of texture and crunch to them, not too thin. I mean, this is like a proper Scooby snack. And on top of that, you haven't got to put them on if you don't want them. But for me, I love a dried chilli flake. The last thing is a bit of English cheddar. Thinly sliced, you could grate it if you wanted to. That goes on top with the pickled cucumbers, the chilies. How great does this look already? So the next thing we need to do is wrap it up, ready for baking. Get yourself a nice big sheet of tin foil, a little bit of a drizzle of veg oil, and then quite simply, put the lid on top of your sandwich, press down, very carefully maneuver it to the foil. Give it a good squeeze, and then wrap it up. Tuck the ends in, both sides. You're ready to go. Tin foil wrapped turkey leftover sub into the oven. 185 degrees centigrade, 25-30 minutes. See you then. This amazing beast of a sandwich been baking for half an hour. And I'm hopeful we've got a gooey, soft, lovely melted cheese centre. Just gonna look at it first before I let you see, just in case I had to stick it back in the oven. Because this, I mean, look at that. The bread is really crispy and crunchy and the cheese is melted. Okay, so I'm gonna perform a moving it off the foil operation now. I mean, really, how good does that look? Gooey, delicious. The cheese is melted, the smell is fantastic. Now this, for Christmas Day night, when you've had proper fill-ups, one last thing before you go to bed. All the flavours of Christmas Day. Let me know how your turkey sub turns out. Give us a like, subscribe to the channel, keep sending me pictures of your food, and I'll keep putting recipes up of mine.